technology won. I was batting zero, but I win. So let me share, see if I can share the link right quick over my Facebook page because I had to get a new. So my goal is to create consistent videos for you all that are into the insurance, are new to the insurance industry, coming into the insurance industry, or what have you. And so that's what we're going to do tonight. So tonight I wanted this video to be about what is it really like selling insurance, right? So you're also going to hear me being a mom because I'm helping my children cook dinner tonight. We're making faux, well, we're making chicken breast sandwiches. I don't want to name any franchises and then they flag my video, right? So tonight we're going to be talking about what it's really like to sell life insurance, right? And health insurance, but I don't currently have my health license. I'm working on my health license. So what is it like to sell part-time? What is it like to sell full-time? What is it like to sell part-time with a full-time mindset or full-time with a part-time mindset? We're also going to talk about where you can get clients. Like if you're new to the life insurance industry and you're like, I watched all these videos, because I hear this a lot, you know, because we're recruiting right now and we're building a team. And I hear people say, I watch videos and people talk about how much you have to spend on leads. So we're going to talk about that. And then we're going to talk about working with me. And I'm also going to talk to you about what if you're with another agency and they have some limitations and things that you're not able to do by working with them, but what the benefit and blessing is of working with us. Did they break? Did they break? Uh-huh. Oh, well, my husband dropped the pickles and broke them, so that's what we were going to have on our sandwiches. But anyway, what is it like selling insurance part-time? So I started selling insurance last year, got my license in April, started sold policies the very first week, and I was petrified, freaking out, scared as I don't know what, right? Anybody that tells you they weren't scared, maybe they weren't. Maybe they're like balls to the wall, gun, and they just knew it. They were confident. And I had been in sales. This is my 32nd year in sales, right? So I've done retail sales. I've done direct sales. I've sold real estate for the past 13 years. And when I came into real estate, I had no experience, but I needed money, so I didn't have time to be afraid. So I came into insurance, not necessarily in the same scenario. I wanted to be successful, but I wanted to make it. It wasn't that I just necessarily needed it for my income at the time because I sell houses, right? But I was scared. And so some of the things that happen when you're selling insurance is you get in your head, right? So one thing that I would encourage you if you're thinking about getting your life and health license is to get out of your head. Don't focus on all these negative videos about people's bad experiences. Bad experiences are like having a baby, right? And I know if you're a man, you might be like, well, what does that mean? Like but if you're a husband, right, or a spouse of someone that has had a baby, you already know that it can hurt, right, for a little while, but then after you see the baby, it's like, oh, I forgot that it even hurt. You get over it, right? Or everybody's experience is different. Some people's babies pop right out. Other people's babies take hours to come. Some people's babies take days to come. And you've got to think about insurance the exact same way. That means that your experience is not going to be the exact same as somebody else's. And so you don't want to listen to the fright night fear stories of what happened to somebody's cousin's uncle twice removed and let that talk you out of an incredible career. So even though I was afraid, I still sold policies. I didn't fake it until I made it, right? I don't necessarily like that train of thought. And even though there's nothing wrong with that, but what I was ignorance on fire. So that means that I did not overthink what I was going to say to people. I followed the script. I did not overthink whether a lead was good or bad. It was a person with a name and a phone number and a family that needed my help. I didn't overthink, was it a good lead or a bad lead? There's no such thing. Some people are just not ready at the time that we call them. And sometimes we're just not good enough on the phone to get the sale. So it all comes with experience, right? So what does selling part-time look like? I would say that for me, I sell insurance part-time with a full-time mindset. And what I mean by selling insurance part-time with a full-time mindset is I probably work about 10 hours a week, if that, right? I can't even say I really work 10 hours a week. And last year when I started selling, I'll tell you what the hours and the timeline look like. So we would do dial days, setting appointments on Friday and Saturday, right? So dial days were Friday and Saturday, and we would dial to book appointments on Friday nights from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. And then on Saturdays, we would dial the book appointments from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. That was with my practice company. Now I'm at a different company, and what we do is we dial on Mondays and Thursdays, right? So today was a dial day, and then Thursday would be a dial day. And so they have training all throughout the week. There's a training going on every single day. So anybody that partners with, and I'm with Family First Life. I'm with the Life Now agency, and we're with Family First Life. And so you may see all these videos about FFL. We'll address that at the end of the video. So with selling part-time, what's selling part-time was super important is to plug in. It's the first thing I can tell you is have a schedule and plug in and be consistent with showing up. Right? Because that's why I said I have a full-time mindset. So I may not sell insurance every day of the week. I may not call clients every day of the week. I may not service clients every day of the week, although I could. I have enough time to do that, right? I could do that. But guess what? There's nobody telling me, Garlinda, you need to be over here, or Garlinda, you need to be over there, right? But if there's a meeting at 8:30 in the morning and I can make it to the 8:30 a.m. meeting and I don't have a client, I should be there. If it's something that I see value in, well, that's our team meeting, right? Then we have our Life Now agency meeting was this morning at 9:30. Such a good information. I think it was at 9 o'clock. Such a great meeting, right? Because why? People are going to be there to tell you how you can get better, how to overcome fear, how to sell policies, how to overcome objections. What did they say to get a sale? What did they say to make them successful? So selling part-time can look like working from your phone. Today I was in the car literally riding around and was going to stop to hand out postcards and business cards for my business. I'll show you what mine. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, you guys. I'll show you what mine looked. I forgot my phone was plugged in. I'll show you what mine looked like right quick. And the minute that I got ready to get out the car to go hand out postcards and business cards, somebody called and said, a friend of mine, we have a mutual friend, gave me your number and I want to get insurance for myself and my husband. I was like, all right then. So I didn't get a chance to get out, but this is my card. It says Got Insurance, GoFundMe donations, bake sale, line drawn through. These are trademarked. I sent my trademark documentation into the state. I got this whole thing, Got Insurance trademark. So whatever marketing pieces and things you're gonna do, protect your mark, right? Protect your slogan. So this is trademark. On the back of it, I have just my name, phone number, information, and it says, we're here to help you protect your family's financial future, and we're here to help you protect your family's financial future and yours. Has my phone number and says that we sell term, whole life, universal life, annuities, and more. Right? Now, you could put more than that on the back of the card if you want to, but that's what I use. We're talking about selling part-time, right? You need tools and resources. I'm just sharing with you what I share with people if I'm out and about. This is my business card, matches the postcard. And on the back, it tells you the different carriers that we represent. Now, I should have taken this and put it on the back of the postcard, but I had already ordered the business cards by the time I did that, right? So selling life insurance part-time looks like asking for referrals, working with your warm market, working with people that you already know. Maybe you've already sold products before. You have a client list. Stop, let me check 1 second. Marvin, can you see if the chicken breasts need to be taken out? Okay, thank you. So, told you I was helping my family cook, my kids cook. So selling part-time, I will determine a time that I'm going to go out and about to market my business, right? I'm not waiting on anybody to say, Garlinda, you should go talk to your neighbors and hand your neighbors cards, or you should go and talk to your kids' teachers and hand them cards. Everybody is a potential client for insurance because guess what? It is a recession-proof product. Everybody is going to die. I always say I'm going to be like Enoch and go up in a whirlwind. If you know who Enoch is, you'll get that, right? So part-time, stick with a schedule. Because I have time, that means that every single day I can post on social media, right? Part-time, you can use your social media to post. You can go out and hand out your business cards and your postcards. I'm just checking to see if we have any questions right quick. If you work full-time, then of course you would work 20 to 30 hours a week. That means that you're a full-time life insurance broker, and I'll tell you the difference between a broker and an agent. You should be working 20 to 30 hours a week. There is great money to be made in this business, whether you need an extra $500 a month or whether you need an extra $5,000 a month. It can be made in this business, but insurance is not an easy business. I'm not going to lie and tell anybody that because it's not the selling part that's hard. The part that's hard is getting out of here. Right? The part that's hard is saying, I got to call strangers, and what if they hang up on me? What if they curse at me? What if they yell at me? I've had it all happen. Right, and actually, when it does happen, you think it's going to be this horrifying experience, but it's almost kind of funny, right? Because I'm always thinking to myself when I get hung up on or cursed out or yelled at, who talks to total strangers like that, right? But I mean, depending on how you're raised, maybe you think nothing of it. But you're also going to come across those clients that are like, wow, I've been waiting for somebody to call me. I need coverage for myself and for my family. And then you can grow a referral-based business from there. So just, I know I was rambling a little bit. So let's go back. Selling part-time, you could work anywhere from 10 to 12 hours a week. You could really probably work 5 hours a week if you're very consistent and have systems in place. We'll talk about that. Let me write myself a note. Consistency and systems. And then if you're going to work full-time, you will work anywhere from 20 to 30 hours a week, and you can make really great money. So in our business here at Family First Life, again, I'm Garlinda Price. I'm with Family First Life. We're recruiting across the country. We say that one family could equal to $1,000, right? So if you're able to protect one family, that means that's one person in the family, that's $1,000 policy. So if you help 5 people a week, 10 people a week, depending on the policy averages, you could earn anywhere, you wouldn't earn anywhere, I won't say that. You could sell anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 a week, and depending on your comp, right, your commission, you would get paid 9 months of that in advance. Let's give an example. Okay, so let's say $1,000. I sell Shirley a policy for $1,000, right? And then the insurance carriers are going to pay me 9 months of that policy in advance. So it'd be $1,000 times 75%, because 9 months is 75% of that policy. So $750. If I'm on 100% contract, how much am I going to get? $750, right? And so that's the minimum that you're going to get from that $1,000 contract. Well, when do I get the other 3 months if they paid me 9 months in advance? You get the other payments month 10, month 11, and month 12. Insurance is a great way to make money. It's a great business. It's just not easy. It's a simple business, but it's not easy. So if you work part-time, hey, Denisha, please forgive me for not doing what you asked me to do. Can you text me again and give me another chance and charge it to my head and not my heart? Thank you for being here with me. So you can sell part-time and make really great money. So I'll give you an example. So, and I shared this on another video. I don't say this to brag either. I'm sharing with you what's possible, right? So part-time was all I was selling last year, and I was able to sell, I think, 171 policies. That's a lot, right? Now, some of those are multiple family policies, 8 people here, 5 people there, 4 people there, right? They were all in the same family. But just working part-time, I think I made close to $40,000, $35,000, $38,000, somewhere between $35,000 and $40,000 working part-time selling insurance. And I didn't even start selling until April, and I wrote my last policy in November. So April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, 8 months. Close to $35,000, $38,000, almost 40 grand net pay, money in your pocket pay, right? That's the type of money that you can make in insurance, and I didn't even know what I was doing. So now fast forward, now I'm with that was when I was with a different company. Now I'm with a company where I have a higher contract, right? With that company, my contract was 75%. So imagine now if I would have sold those same policies, I would have probably doubled the money. I wouldn't have doubled the money because my contract now is over 100%. But I would have made an additional probably $10,000 to $20,000. That's a big difference, right? So when you're thinking about a company that you want to partner with in insurance, start with the high comp. Now, I normally would have said in the past, oh, high contracts aren't everything. Well, it ranks right up there with air and oxygen, right? Because we need money to pay our bills. And if you're going to do this business, you should get paid the most that you can get paid. So you can sell part-time or you can sell full-time. What does that look like? You can work from home. That is the truth. So when you hear people saying they got to go out in the field, running hither, there, to and fro, knocking on doors of people they don't know, I don't do that, right? But I will say that door knocking and having in-home appointments is a blessing if you are reaching out to the person you have information for. I'm not gonna go cold knock a door like these people show up to our front door selling pest control treatments, alarm systems. I wouldn't do that. That's just, I'm just not gonna do that, right? But what happens is when you buy leads in insurance, you end up with, I'm just picking up this card to show you a scenario. you end up with a card that somebody has filled out. It has their name, address, phone number, date of birth. When you go to knock on their door, you have a script that you're following, and you're showing them that this was a card and you're there because of information they requested. That's not a cold market lead. That's a warm market lead. That person has sent in a card and says, hey, I'm interested in getting information on life insurance coverage for myself and for my family. So if you decide to go door knock them, which a lot of people do, men and women, right? Young and old, they go out and door knock. And I will tell you that you're going to have, if you're a people person and if you're great with people and have a great personality and you're warm and bubbly and you come across that way, you're going to do well. You're going to probably sell 70% high. You're going to have a chance of selling 70% in the home, meaning for the 100% chance that you would have to sell a lead, you're not going to sell all your leads, right? But you'd have a 70% closure rate. That's what I'm trying to say. And why do I say you'd have a 70% closure rate? Because you're belly to belly, person to person, body to body. You can be your best self, right? Then when you do telephone sales, it's like a 50% chance, right? Why? Because that person doesn't know you. It's easier for them to tell you no. It's easier for them to reject you because you're not face to face with them. So even though you're going to have great success with telesales, it's like 50%, right? Which is not bad. And then you have Zoom. Zoom is probably ranks right up there with being in the home with someone. So you can do Zoom sales. So if you're going to work part-time or full-time and you can work from home, you can work. Today I work from the car. When the lady called me and said, hey, I want to get insurance for myself, my husband, and my son. Well, she said herself and her husband, and I said, do you have kids? I pulled over and wrote down all the information that I needed to get from them in order to run the illustrations, in order to have a meeting with them tonight after this live, right? I was in the car. So now I'm going to be at home when I get on the phone with them and write up their policies. They're going to be at their house. I'm going to be at my house. I'm going to be on the computer here. We're going to write up the policies, protect all of them. And I haven't gone anywhere, right? And that was a referral. So that lead didn't even cost me money. I'm a big fan of warm market leads in insurance sales. That's just me, right? But the 3 ways that you can, 3 or 4 ways you can build your life insurance business if you don't have a lot of money, you're gonna buy leads at some point in your business, right? Because you're gonna run out of friends and family. You're gonna run out of people to talk to if you're not consistently asking for referrals. The caveat to that is our team teaches you how to build and grow a referral-based business. So within 6 months to 9 months, you're off leads. Right? But I would say the reason you're going to need leads is because what if you're someone that says, I don't have friends and family, even though the average teenager has about 300 people that they know, right? And as an adult, we know about 600 to 1,000, so it's really not true. It's fear saying that, right? So I just bought my first set of leads, and I spent $115. I got 24 leads, and my leads were $4.76 a piece. Right? So when you watch these videos after we get off of here and you start doing your research and you hear people saying, I spent $3,000 a week on leads, they probably did, I guess, if they did, but I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to spend $1,000 on a week on leads. That is ridiculous, right? Because there's leads over here at our company that are 50 cents, $1.50, but talking to people and sharing on your social media is free. From 15 of the policies that I sold with the 171 last year, I can think of 15, there's probably more than that. They were from social media posts where people said, hey, girl, I want you to write my policy. That cost me nothing, right? So you can either buy leads, which are super inexpensive. We're on a team that we do not promote lead gouging, meaning you come in here and spend all this money, because if you don't have experience, you're going to blow through the leads, and then you're going to say the business doesn't work. You're going to say the leads suck, and then you're going to be out of the business. And we don't want that to happen to people. So when you come here, we teach you how to build and grow a business, 1 through warm market, 2 through referrals, 3 through social media, if that's your jam. If it's not, it's okay. And 4 is through the lead program. And there are all kinds of leads, right, that you can choose from. So that's working full-time or part-time. And then what should you look for? And then I talked to you already about where can you get clients. You should ask everybody. This was something that was on our training call this morning. And one thing that I wanted to get better at and want to be better about is when I'm out in the community sharing my business cards, right? And so what Raheem L, shout out to Raheem L, Christina Raheem, they're the owners of, I'm sorry, Bo. I kicked my dog by accident. They're the owners of Life Now Insurance Agency, and they are awesome, right? And so one thing that Raheem was sharing is that maybe at first, to get comfortable, you just hand a business card and a postcard and say, I make it a point every day to share my business with people, because you never know who you might run into that has a need for insurance. Then as you get more confident, you maybe ask them for their contact information and phone number. And then as you get more comfortable with that, you ask them for an appointment, right? So it costs us nothing to go out and build a business through bootstrapping, going out and meeting people, because you're already out, right? Think about it. When I opened my first salon, this is years and years and years ago, we built the whole thing on flyers. Literally built my whole salon database on handing out flyers. And people will say, man, that's old school, but old school still works. Anytime people try to get fancy in real estate with the Zillow leads and the Realtor.com leads and the buying lead funnels and all that stuff, my business now is 100% referral based. I don't have to go look for clients anymore because I built it up that way, right? Insurance is the same thing. You can build it up to 100% referral based. You can go out and do bootstrap marketing. You can get t-shirts, you can get postcards, you can set up at vendor events, right? People are looking for insurance. The question is, are you going to be the one that they talk to, right? And so one statistic that Christine shared this morning on our training call was that 1 in 3 people needs insurance. So that means that for every 3 people we walked past, 1 of them needed some insurance, and we just didn't offer it to them, right? So that's where you can get clients from. How much are leads? Leads cost anywhere from $1.50 on up. And in my career, since I started last year up and even till today, so starting last year when I was buying leads, our leads at my practice company before I moved over here, my lowest lead was that I bought. I'm not saying it was all they offered, but the lowest lead I bought was $12. The highest lead I bought was, I think, $44. And guess what? The $44 would say the same thing sometimes that the $12 lead would say. I didn't send that in. I didn't ask anybody to call me. Click, hang up. I don't want that. I already took care of it. So it doesn't matter how much the lead costs. What matters is, does the family on the other side of the phone want our help? And so I'm not going to pay an exorbitant amount of money for a lead, because I already know that everyone's going to say the same thing. How much are leads? If you do mailers, then you can do mail out leads here. You can do what we call internet leads. You can do Facebook and social media leads. So you determine the amount that you want to invest in your business, but a business costs money. So the expenses you're going to have getting your insurance license, if you're not yet licensed, is we have a code where you can take the class for free, but you have to finish it within 2 weeks. If you don't finish the class within 2 weeks, you pay $49 to renew that class for another 2 weeks. Or you can go through a different company called License Coach. I think it's $199, right? And I think we have a code where it makes the class $99. And then the other expense you would have is when you go to take your state exam, you're going to pay for your fingerprints, your background check. After you pay for your fingerprints and your background check, you're going to pay for your license. This is a business, right? But literally from the time you get your license, I would say from the time you finish school to the time you get your license, it's about 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks if you did your background check. So you can literally begin and be within making money in insurance within 3 weeks of class, right? Maybe shorter, because you're going to get your onboarding relatively quickly. We offer training, right? So the only people to me that come into any company and fail are those that do not attend training and that don't show up. Because there is a training ad nauseum every single day of the week. Like, there is always a training going on. Like, it's just no way that you're not going to know what you're doing unless you're just not showing up, because even the carriers offer training, right? And then what is it like to work with us? So I love it here. So I was with a different company last year. I just came over to Family First Life. I've already had my first sale. I've already started building a team because I could not bring my team from my other company over here. It was a violation of the contract, and it's unethical, right? If everybody over there was happy and excited and loved where they were, why would I drag them over here, even though I want them to come with me when they're already set up where they want to be? It just wasn't a great fit for me, right? So now that I've come over here, the one thing that I love about Family First Life is everybody starts out at a minimum 100% contract. And so people will say, yeah, that's just pie in the sky. No, it's true. Some people start out at a higher contract that they come over with a team. right? Or if they have longer experience. So you start out at a top contract. The other thing that I love about it over here is there's no territories, right? My sales manager, shout out to Christine L., she was with a company that they had territories. She couldn't sell outside of her territory and she couldn't recruit outside of her territory. We don't have any territories here at Family First Life. Another thing that's a blessing and a benefit is we're brokers, right? So the difference between an agent and a broker is an agent, a life insurance agent, can sell one product type, right? So as an example, Primerica, not dogging them out, I'm just using them as an example, they sell term, right? So you can't go to Primerica and buy a whole life product, and there's nothing wrong with that. They said, hey, we're going to do term and we're going to do it big. Then, hey, they do it. But that means if you work with Primerica, you can only sell a term product. And normally what a lot of people think is if they come from that company, and I was with Primerica when I was in my 20s, right? So they normally will say, buy term, invest the difference, boo his the whole life. I'm going to talk about that in just a second, write myself a note, term whole life, okay? So if you're an agent, that means you can only sell one product or the product of that company. So like when my sales manager Christine was with Lincoln Heritage, they only sold final expense. Well, what if somebody didn't want final expense? Or what if they wanted a health product? Well, they can only sell what that company had. And there's, again, nothing wrong with that because there's riches and niches. That company chose to specialize in that product and do it well. Good for them. Shout out, kudos for them, right? State Farm, Allstate, they only sell their product line, whatever that is. So you're an agent, but when you're a broker, you are brokered with several different insurance carriers, which means you can shop for your client all over the place to find them the best deal, the best value, the best price, the best coverage for them and their families. Let me see if make sure my phone has enough battery life. So that means that as a broker, we can shop around. Right? So what does that mean? That means that when you have your license, after you get your license and you get contracted, or if you're already licensed, Family First Life is just the company that houses your license, right? It's like when you go to buy a home, and let's just say you buy your home through Main Street Realty. Then all of a sudden you get a letter in the mail that Wells Fargo bought your loan. And you're like, well, where the heck Wells Fargo come from? Wells Fargo is just the servicing department for Main Street Realty, right? So that's what Family First Life is. It's just the servicing company that holds your license, that holds all the different states you're licensed in, and then all the carriers you're contracted with all the carriers under the umbrella of Family First Life. So Mutual of Omaha, you have America, you have Aetna, you have Prosperity, you have access to all these incredible insurance carriers, and you can sell their product, which is awesome, right? So that makes you a broker because you can shop around and find the best rates for your clients. So that's what's super cool about being over here at Family First Life. The other thing that's really cool is your money, if you decide to grow a team, your commission is not hinged upon which team does, right? So with some insurance companies, one of them I named, in order for you to keep going up in the hierarchy of that particular company, you have to keep recruiting. And in order to get the next highest commission, you got to keep recruiting. To get the next highest commission, you got to keep recruiting. And I believe their max commission is 50%. So you could reach the peaks of those companies and still not make more than 50%, which means you're losing money. You're losing money because you don't know that over here you could come in at 100 to 110 to 115 and go all the way up to 145% contract, and it's not hinged upon you doing anything other than writing business and being great, right? So if you come over here to Family First Life and you decide you want to build and grow a team, you can build and grow a team without it being hinged upon what your team does. Your commission is not directly affected by their fee, so to speak, right? You can be a producer and make 100 all the way up to 145%. You can build and grow a team from 100 all the way up to 145%. So I love that there's no strings attached. There's no contracts. When I got ready to leave the other company, I was told when I was there, and I love the other company, not dogging them out, nothing bad about them. I thought they were awesome. They just weren't a good fit for me, right? There were some things I was looking for that didn't exist at the company. So when I went there, they were like, no, this is non-captive. You can come and go as you please. You can leave at any time. But then why did I have to get permission to leave? Because it wasn't non-captive, right? But I was told that it was. When I wanted to look at the contract, you don't see the contract till after you sign it. right? So I wasn't non-captive because I had to get permission to go, right? So at Family First Life, you don't have to get permission to leave, right? You're with Family First Life. There's an application. All you complete is the application, which has your name, social, all that stuff, so they can send it up to the carriers. You can get your contracts, and if you decide to leave tomorrow, you can leave and you're vested from day one. What does that mean? If I sell a whole life product today, my residuals, they go with me, right? So my residuals don't then get kept by the last company I was with because I was captive or captivated or held by the other company. So you want to think about those things when you're looking for companies to partner with, because I didn't know it until later on. Right? I didn't know until later on that if I wrote business within the last 6 months with the company I wanted to leave, I'd have to wait another 6 months in order to write business with my new, with the, not with my new company, but with the carrier under my new company. Example, American Amicable, right? One of my favorite carriers to write business with, but because one of the people on my team wrote business with American Amicable, I have to wait 6 months to be able to write policies with them again, like January, which is no big deal. I mean, there's tons of brokers I can write, tons of carriers I can write with. But what if they'd have been my favorite carrier? What if that had been the carrier that I made all my money with? What if that had been the carrier I was working towards a trip on? I'd have been all jammed up, right? So you want to know these things going in. Am I captive or non-captive? Is there a contract or not a contract? And then another thing that was important to me coming into insurance is, am I going to get help? Right? Or am I going to get help if I come and join your team, or am I going to be looking for you on the wanted board at Walmart? I can tell you on our team, you're going to get help. I can tell you on our team that we make sure everyone feels supported, that they feel welcome, and they feel helped. Only reason you don't know what's going on, again, is if you don't show up. And then if you're going to work part-time or full-time in insurance, you got to have systems in place, right? You got to know every single day, the night before, who am I calling? What am I doing? What am I focusing on? And I would say you can't be great at every product, so you're going to want to pick 1 or 2 products coming into the industry that you like a lot and that you want to max out and get great at. My favorite product, one of them is mortgage protection, right? Because I started out with mortgage protection, I just think that's a really great product. Mortgage protection insurance is nothing other than a marketing term for insurance that we sell to people, life insurance for people that own homes, that have a mortgage. That's it. The second favorite insurance of mine is final expense, because everybody needs insurance. How many times have we seen GoFundMe? That's why I made those postcards and trademarked them, right? How many times have we seen GoFundMe? How many times have we seen a fish fry or some type of family sale or people requesting donations? It doesn't have to be. Right, so that's all I want to share with you tonight. We've been on here 31 minutes. My goal was 30 minutes. I know I've been talking fast, but we are recruiting and hiring across the country, and we would love to talk to you. I'm Garlinda Price. You can reach me at 910-494-7798, but my information is going to be in the description box, I think, because it doesn't let me type on here in the chat. Let's see. Nope, but I'm going to put my information, will be in the description box, and you can find me over on Facebook, and if you Google my name, Garlinda Price, it'll come up, right? I'm searchable. So I want you to know that we are looking for agents. 1 in 3 people need insurance, and you could be the person to provide them with that. And we're looking for all backgrounds. It doesn't matter if you've never sold anything. You just have to be coachable, right? You got to have a need, and you got to want to make money. Last thing I'm going to share is I got to talk to one of my fellow team members. She's also in the Life Now group. Shout out to Monica Henderson. I got to talk to her this morning. So sweet. And I asked her what led her into insurance, and she said, girl, I was making $12 an hour and I was over it. She said I needed more money. She said I quit my job and I went and started selling insurance. And she is a top salesperson. On average, she has some really big goals. I'm not going to share her goals, but she has some really huge goals. But on average, she makes $3,000 to $5,000 a week. $3,000 to $5,000 a week selling insurance. So that means that she's helping at least at a minimum 3 to families a week, but she's doing way more than that. She did $3,000, I think, on Saturday. So it doesn't need, you don't have to have insurance. She told me she was making $12 an hour, and I forget what she was doing for a living. So we're looking for any and everyone, as long as you're coachable, willing to follow the system, you got to follow scripts, and you're willing to go out and get your hustle on, you can be successful in insurance. So if that's you, I want you to give me a call at 910-494-7798. But in the description box, I'm going to put my Calendly link so you can schedule a time to talk to me. And I'm going to put my phone number. So thank you guys for being here with me on tonight. I'm going to check the chat one more time, see if we have any questions. I didn't see any a second ago. And God bless you guys, and thank you for being here.